Hello? Hello?
Oh, hi, this is Steven.
Hi.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, this is Steven from Verizon Quality Assurance Department. Is this the best time to call you right now?
Yeah. I just got done talking to Verizon.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm so sorry to call you this. Making a follow-up call just to make sure that if your concern has already been taken care of one of our specialists from customer care.
Well, let me tell you this, man. Now, I'm not complaining, but you want me to be honest with you?
Oh, yeah, because I am actually here for the feedback, sir, because it's my job
Okay. I've
to.
been with. I know my records say that I've been with Verizon 11 years. I've actually been with Verizon for like, let's see, 98, 28, almost 30 years. 27 years, something like that. But I don't know why, whether it's my name or my number or whatever. But actually been with them. I was with T-Mobile briefly one time. And then my whole life it's been Verizon, okay? And Verizon used to be really good. I mean, I loved them. And still, I still think they're the best one out there. But here is a perfect example. You used to go in, these I'm going to tell you this too, and I'm not trying to draw you into a conversation, but I've learned this the hard way. These Verizon franchise store are a bunch of crooks. They will lie to you, and then you're the kind of guy that gets the bad feedback because you're dealing with a business that's affiliated with Verizon, but it's not really a Verizon. I've learned this. And down here in Georgia, where I live, they're 100% commission. So if you don't sell stuff, you're not getting paid. And what that creates is an environment of not telling the truth. Now, that didn't really get me here in this example, but when I was in there talking to them, I knew they were lying to me, which is why I ended up going to a corporate store to buy that S25. So here's what happened. I'm a Verizon customer. I like them, never a problem. If you looked, I've never really had any claims or problems or disputed my bill, none of that. So I got that Google Pixel 10 XL, okay? Google Pixel 10 XL. You familiar with that?
Yes.
Let me tell you, it's a piece of junk. And I have no reason to complain. I've got a YouTube channel with about 185,000 subscribers. And I have my phone with me. So long story short, the Google Pixel 10, I got sold on the Google Pixel 10. That's not your fault, right? So I thought, man, I hope this thing quits working someday. Sure enough, I'm in a restaurant and it quits working. That's what got this latest transaction rolling. It's like, I don't want this Google Pixel 10. I don't want a new one. I don't want a repaired one. I just don't want it. And you know when you're put in this position that it's going to cost you extra money because they just don't want people doing this just because you don't like the way it looks. That wasn't it. On a Google Pixel 10 XL, it's impossible to take a picture of a sunrise or a moonrise. It makes the egg and the sun, makes the sun and the moon look like an egg. Nothing you can do about it. So I just went in and bought the S25 at a Verizon store. I didn't care how much it cost. I bought the Verizon 25, right? Well, somewhere along the line, I thought, well, I'll get this Google Pixel 10 fixed because I had insurance on it, and I'm going to give it to an old lady, which is what I did. I gave it to an old lady in Seattle, Washington, because I didn't want to use it. And for her use, so what that it makes the sun and the moon look like an egg? Not that big of a deal. So all of a sudden, I start hearing from Verizon about this second line. And I did have a second line with Verizon. And I took the bait on one of their promotions. Hey, you want a second line? $5 a month? Yeah, sure. Never used it. Got it. And then all of a sudden, I realized when I happened to look at one of my bills, because I don't get them anymore, they're all auto-deducted, that it's $20 a month or something. It's like, I want to cancel that. I don't use it anyway. So I canceled it. In the meantime, when I bought the S25 at a corporate store, all of a sudden, everybody's talking about another line. And I don't even know the number to the other line. And I'm getting charged for this other line. So just today, finally, this lady told me that other line was a temporary line. So I get my bill auto-deducted, okay? And I knew this was going to be a nightmare, all right? So before it gets deducted, about a week before they take the money out of your account, they say, well, how much it's going to be. And sure enough, they tell me my bill is going to be like $320. And I thought, oh, God, here we go again. I'm going to spend the rest of my life on the phone with Verizon. So that's why I called today, because I knew my bill shouldn't be $320. I sent the Google Pixel 10 back that was broke. I bought the S25. Why is my bill so much? Well, she seemed like she knew what she was talking about, but to be honest with you, I mean, I know a lot of employees are working at their home right now. It sounded like that she was at a construction site. You could hear people talking and stuff. So I'm sure that she was in a house, and it was very hard to hear her. Not a big deal, but a lot of things needed to be repeated. And it's okay to work out of your house, but if it is, you got to be able to hear the people clearly. You can't hear construction workers talking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I kind of hear the same noise that you're in the background of you too. Sounds like construction going on, but it's not that big of a deal. So here's the bottom line. I never knew of a second line. I didn't want to get charged for it. About 2 weeks ago, you know, when they hang up, they're supposed to call you back. And before it hung up, the guy was going to waive my activation fee or something. I don't know. It was $49. It's like, yeah, that's great. The phone gets disconnected, and he never calls back. I call back. They email him. I hear from him like 3 days later. So here's the bottom line. Overall, it's a lot of trouble dealing with Verizon, especially when you're a good customer. Now, at the end of the conversation with this lady, it seemed like she knew what she was talking about. But what makes me feel that she might not is we went from my bill was $160 a month to now it's going to be $83 a month. And how could you come from a 50% discount if you knew what you were talking about the first time? In other words, I don't have any confidence in what she told me. So I hope it's true. I traded an S23 in for the S25, which I took to the store and handed them. I sent the Google Pixel 10 back to Verizon, which they acknowledged getting. I only wanted one line. I only should have one line. And I'm hoping that's true. I mean, when you get done talking to customer service, you're supposed to think that everything's fixed and resolved. I don't really feel that way talking to her. Now, I'm not going to give her a bad review because of her background noise. But my last month with Verizon has not been too good.
I see. Like, yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Like, the overall experience that this has brought you. I can really tell because basically, since your journey in the store, and then with the device that you actually got, and
Yeah.
seems that what you mentioned, the promotion that you've been told
I
about
think
the
that, yeah.
commission that you're getting.
I think that part's okay, though. At least if what she said is true. See, I don't have any confidence in what she told me. She agreed with me at the end exactly why I was calling. I got the Google Pixel 10 fixed because I had insurance. I got a new one. You got the old one back. You acknowledged it. I went back to the store and gave them the S23 on the S25 I bought. And I should have a S25 on my account with my bill every month. That's it. They were going to waive the $49. I don't even know what that was for, to be honest with you. And I don't even know why they offered to waive it. And honestly, I'm surprised I even call. You know, it's always 10 times harder to call than it is just pay it. But today, since I knew there were other associated problems, when I got that message the other day or that email, oh, Verizon's going to deduct $308 out of your account. It's like, what? So I was just dreading calling today. And my point here is, even after I explained everything, and at the end, it seemed that everything was fine, because of my last month's experience, I don't have confidence in talking to some of these people affiliated with Verizon. So I'm glad you called.
Right, because actually, yeah, because here in quality assurance team, we actually have receiving also reports for some kind of stuff, especially if there's some issues going on. So our purpose as well is to monitor employees as well to ensure that there's
Yeah,
integrity, like they're
yeah,
providing
right.
right information
Now
with
here,
experience. So
here's the weird thing. So when I go back there and I buy the S25, I've got the non-working Google Pixel 10 XL, okay? I've got it in my hand there. Well, I'm there, right? All of a sudden, I'm being charged for 2 lines. And because of Verizon confidentiality, I'm thinking, 2 lines? What in the hell are you talking about? This is what I think happened. I think the corporate store, this is the first time anybody admitted to me today, this lady I was talking to, that was a temporary line that I was not supposed to get charged for. Nobody else ever said that. When I was talking to Verizon, it was like, well, you got 2 lines. It's like, and this policy you guys have of connecting an insurance policy to a number instead of a phone is nuts. It's confusing. It doesn't make any sense. So all of a sudden, I'm talking to Verizon about this Google Pixel 10, and they're wanting me to tell them the phone number of the second line. I didn't even know I had a second line, much less tell you the number. Now today, so that's something they did with that second line when I bought the S25 that I guess either I didn't understand it or it went in one ear and out the other. And according to this lady today, this line should be gone for good. I only have one line and one phone. I hope that's true.
Well, if I'm gonna base it over on the way you mentioned the explanation that the representative has given to you, I must say she did actually provide you the right
Oh,
information
good.
because when you mentioned you return the device, so basically since it's still under like what we call buyer's remorse, since you just recently changed your phone, once the device is being scanned and completely returned, it will update on the system that it will um, disconnect the line that you're not using. And in fact, since it's still under the buyer's remorse period, you will not be charged for that certain line. And what will happen is that you're only gonna be left with one line with your S25 device, which is most likely the exact thing that you wanted to
Right,
happen,
that's
right?
that's
Like
right.
you
But
should only have one line on the account.
but if I've got a new S25 phone, right, and it's associated with the only line I've used long term, the 4186, and I had canceled the other line, why was there ever a second line where I didn't even know the number added? Why? Was that to process the claim on the Google Pixel?
There is a possibility that, because you mentioned as well that you've been receiving offers back and forth about a new line in order to get this kind of discount. So basically, I the way I see it, it seems that the issue is between the process in the store because this was actually processed in the store. Am I correct?
Right.
So it seems
The
that,
25?
as you mentioned as well. Mhm.
Yes.
So instead of an upgrade, they push it as a new line because I mean, yeah, to be honest with you, they're actually like aiming for a commission because
Right.
adding a line is much higher compared than a regular upgrade. So
Oh, gotcha.
so since actually my purpose is for just checking exactly what's going on for review, but I have the option to at least escalate this. Can I actually get the exact store location or
Yeah, I'm not
address
trying.
so that
Hey,
I can?
hey, if my bill is what she said it was at the end of the conversation, don't do anything. I mean, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. But I think you appreciate that the way the system is set up, it's going to create a lot of work for guys like you unnecessarily. I mean, the system's set up now to motivate people to do things customers aren't clear on, and then they got to pay some guy like you whatever a year to deal it. Now, this ended up working out okay, but it was not smooth sailing. If I'm just getting one phone and one bill, one line, now I'm happy. I'm even willing to pay for something I didn't know I had to just make it go away.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I was able to
Yeah, thank
assist you
you.
right now. Now oh, you're welcome. Oh, and by the way, we might send you a text message about this, but since you already spent time on the phone talking to me,
Yeah, give her
What is
5 stars. 5 stars.
Okay. Yep. I'll actually take note of this one and I'll send it as well and provide then share your feedback to their department.
Yeah, and I'm not saying give the corporate store bad marks. I don't really know what happened there. Do I get a chance to
Okay,
get
fine.
great? Do I give a chance to give you stars too when I hang up?
Oh, not necessary. Actually, I appreciate it, but it's actually part of my job
Oh,
to
okay.
make
All right.
sure
Oh, thanks a
everything
lot.
is all set and good. But yeah, actually, sir, if you can still work on with the one that was sent if ever you're comfortable with providing
Yeah, I'll give her all
parts of
all
the
all stars.
yeah.
But here's the thing. Hey, one last thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking to this last lady. I call her. She goes, she's got my number. I've confirmed it's me. She goes from telling me my bill is 160 a month at the beginning of the call to $83 at the end. Now she should have been telling me $83 at the beginning of the call after reviewing everything rather than doing a 360 on what she said was accurate to begin. You follow me?
Yep, following you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, good. All right. Well, you have a good day.
Oh, you're welcome. And yeah, I wish I could actually address your concern about billing, but I'm from quality. But basically, based on my knowledge as well, if you only have one line, that's more probably at that range, the 80 plus, especially if you have some, I mean, discount on the device,
Yeah, good. Thanks.
which is I believe you do.
Yeah,
You're
thanks.
welcome, sir, and thank you for your time. I apologize again for the inconvenience that this has brought you, and you have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. Goodbye.
All right, you're welcome, and bye bye.
Hi, Thomas. Welcome to Verizon.
Para español, oprima nueve.
Verizon is here to help. We and our partners may monitor and record calls for quality, systems training, and personalization. Are you calling about services associated with the number 31228544186?
Yes.
Your account has been verified by calling from a recognized device. Additional verification may be done as needed. Are you calling about charges on your bill?
Yes.
Let me look that up for you.
Let me talk to a person.
All right, let me get you to a live agent who can help with this. For our privacy policy, visit verizon.com/privacy. During this call, your account may be reviewed for recommendations and offers.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Sir, may I know your concern?
Yeah, I know this bill's going to be a nightmare, so I finally called. Do you have my account uploaded? Do you see it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, I can able to see it here. Can I have your callback phone number, sir?
Yeah, 312 area code 285 40186.
4186. also your can I have your first name, sir? So that I
Thomas.
can able to recognize you.
Thomas.
Okay, Sir Thomas. Um, sir, may I know your concern?
What's my concern?
All about. I was not able. Yeah, I got able to hear it on earlier because it seems like there is some problem on my microphone.
Yeah, there's a bunch of background noise.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, sir. We're busy here in the office.
Oh, that's okay.
Actually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well,
If you mhm.
go ahead.
Yeah, if you want, sir, if you're being bothered of it, um, you can, if you want, I can mute it if you wanted. I'm so sorry for the background noise, Sir Thomas.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I'm perfectly can able to hear you.
Okay. So I get this new phone, and I traded it in about a month ago or so, and I know it's going to be a problem because they tell you what your bill's going to be ahead of time, and my bill should not be that much. And they keep talking about this extra line, which I never ordered. I don't get it. I already had an extra line that I canceled about a month back, so I want to straighten this out today so I don't need to spend the rest of my life messing around with this bill. What does it show my next payment's going to be?
Okay, on your next payment, sir, let me check.
Like 300 and something,
So
I
your
think.
next payment will gonna be your next payment, sir, is going to be $163.28.
See, it said when they said it was going to be 300 something, because they let you know when they're going to take it out of your account. 160 makes sense. 300 something didn't.
Yeah. Don't worry, sir. That's on your next bill. I can able to make sure here that it's only $163. But on your bill right now, let me check. What are those charges here? So
Yeah, because there's some things on there.
Okay.
First of all, they kept trying to they added a line. I never wanted a line added. I already had one. So that was supposed to be taken off, and when I turned the other phone in, they said it was in process of being turned off. Well, that was a couple weeks ago. And I also wasn't supposed to get charged $49 or something because I'd had nothing but trouble with that Google Pixel 10. So what are my my current charges, if you could read them off to me? You hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can able to hear
Okay.
you. Yeah, I'm going to check.
And I shouldn't have never been charged for another line. That's nuts. I had one I never used, and I canceled it because they raised the price on it.
Yeah, can I have, sir, the phone number on the one that you mentioned?
I don't know. I never knew it.
Hear me.
I never knew it. I never knew the number.
I think, sir. I think, sir, the number that you mentioned here that in your account, the 2161.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about here, sir, because as per checking here, sir, you're not paying anything for um the Pixel 10.
No, I know that. I know that. I know I'm not paying anything for the tens. But
Yeah.
I don't understand that number you just gave me. I never ordered that number. So when I went into that store
No, sir.
to buy a new phone, they must have created that. I already had another number.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, sir, this number is just like it's like a like
Like a what? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
yes, sir. I'm here. I'm here at the other. Yes, I can able to hear you. Okay, sir. So this number, sir, is just like temporary number, but
Okay.
this number will not gonna make like any charges in your account.
Okay, good. When I talked to
For this one.
a guy a couple weeks ago, there was a $49 charge they were going to waive. And since I don't have the bill, I don't know if I got charged for that or not. Did I?
I think that guy referring for the replacement fee
Yeah, they were going to waive that
or the
charge.
activation fee.
It was $49. I don't know what it was for. I don't remember.
$49, sir. I think that's they were referring to the replacement
Yeah, they were going to waive that.
Okay. Don't worry, sir. I'm gonna request for to bid to waive this amount on your account.
Yeah, okay, and it should have already been done.
As per checking here, sir, right now,
He told me
I
if
can't.
if it he told me if it came on my bill to call and they would take it off. I don't know if it's on my bill because I don't get bills anymore.
Actually, it is. It has $49 for the replacement fee on your account.
Yeah, he was going to waive
As
that.
of
And
now,
if you
sir.
look back in the phone calls of the people that I talked with, he said that. But the phone also got disconnected when I was talking with him, and he never called back. I had to call them like a day later. So I don't know what's what, but there was some reason they were going to waive that charge. And I think it was because of the trouble I had. I don't really know. He's the one that brought it up. We'll try and get it taken off there, will you?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm going to process to take off this one in your account, the $49.
Okay, and now, when you look at my bill, what is it my bill is going to be every month? The Google Pixel 10 was a piece of junk. I I got it, and so I just went ahead and bought a S25, right? You can see that on there, right? And I sent the I sent the Google Pixel 10 back. They got, and I took the S25 back to the Verizon store. They got that too. So, what is my per monthly bill going to be now?
Yeah. So right now, sir, as per checking here, your next month's bill and your ongoing bill looking forward
Yeah.
will be $163.28.
Okay, and I'm paying for the S25, right?
Yes, sir, for the Samsung Galaxy
And
S25
how much is that a month?
A month, sir, total here including the plan
No,
and then
just the phone charge.
acquisition fee.
Just the phone charge.
That's just the phone, sure. So for the phone, sir, instead of paying $33.30 per month,
Yeah.
since you are able to take a promotion on this device, you're only paying $5.56 per month for the Samsung Galaxy.
Really?
Yes, sir.
$556 a month?
Yes, sir. $5.56 a month for the device.
Oh, good. How long does that go on?
It will go on, sir, until you're able to finish the agreement that you have for 36 months. So this the device fee here, sir, will not going to be increased or changes
Okay.
as long as you are in the agreement. Um, your device fee will be remain in $5.36 per month.
Okay. So my bill every month, that 160, what is that exactly? It's for paying the phone back, right?
Yeah. The 160, sir, is including your plan, the device, and then some taxes and fees.
Okay. And that's going to be it forever?
Yes, sir. It's gonna be forever, sir. If you don't make any changes in it, that's gonna be forever.
Okay. And I don't
On your
have
bill.
I don't have any extra line, do I?
Yes, you don't have any extra lines, sir. I was able to confirm here that you only have two lines in your account.
No. I should only have one.
Um,
I should only have one.
as for checking here, sir, you also have the Google Pixel.
No.
May I know you mentioned?
No,
Yeah.
I
You
don't
mentioned
have the
here
Google
that
Pixel.
you're
I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't want it.
Yeah, this is the one that you mentioned that you're able to return, right?
Yeah, I returned it. Yeah. Now I still have the replacement Google Pixel 10 that I'm just going to give to somebody. But I sent the one back to them. They sent me the box with. Yes. So I should.
Sir,
I
when
d-
did you able to return
which one? The Google Pixel 10?
the Google? Yeah, the Google.
I dropped it off at a UPS store. I got a notice for that.
Okay, when was that, sir?
That was a
Can I
couple
able
weeks
to- so that
ago.
I'm able also to check
Couple
it?
weeks ago. Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I should have.
Yeah.
But you don't show. I got an email saying that they got that phone back.
Yeah. On your bill, sir, there's gonna be a changes on it. Once the UPS will able to um return that one on Verizon, there
No,
will
I
be a
got that
changes on
already.
your bill.
No, I got that already. I got a notice that that was returned.
Yes, but in terms of your bill, sir, there's gonna be a changes also on your bill.
No, but here's
The
the
bill that you
thing.
have right
Here's the
now.
thing. I should only have one number with one phone, the S25. There shouldn't be anything on there with another bill. That's why the bill's 160. I sent him back the replacement phone. I got an email. And I bought the new S25. There should be one line with one phone. That's it.
Okay, sir.
And you said two.
Okay, sir. I'm going to clarify this one first. Just give me a minute for this, okay?
All right, thanks. Verizon sent me.
Hello, Sir Thomas.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Sir Thomas, Sir Thomas, I was able to check it here, sir. That um, on your the phone that you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
like the the Galaxy,
Yeah.
which you're able to return already. So, sir, I was able to check it here that you were able to return that on February 11th. Then you received an update last week, right?
Well, yeah, there's two phones that we're talking about. We're talking about the
Yes.
S23 that I turned in for the S25, and we're talking about the Google Pixel 10 that quit working that I got replaced with a new one.
Yes. Yeah. For the Google Pixel 10, sir, I just want to assure you that there's going to be a changes of this one on your bill. This will also be removed automatically. You don't need to worry of this one because it was already it was already received
Yeah, it was.
by
Yep.
the Verizon.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is all automatically disconnected in your account, sir.
Okay, then, if that's true, then my bill shouldn't be $160 a month, should it?
If that one, sir, your bill will only $86.92.
Right.
Not the
But
$163.
but here's the thing. I should have never once I got that S25, okay? I shouldn't have been billed for another line and another phone. The phone wasn't even working. I didn't even get it yet. The phone was in transition. I don't mind being billed for I never knowingly, after going to a corporate store, was paying for two phones at once. The minute I bought that S25, that Google Pixel 10 was supposed to be off my account, but they told me that when it quit working, I could get it fixed because they knew that I had insurance when it quit working. So that day, I bought that S25. I should only been getting charged for the S25 and my bill, not the Google Pixel 10. That's the way it was explained to me. Am I wrong?
Yes, that's right, sir. For the Google Pixel, sir, actually, you're going to also receive a credit on that one for the amount that was on your account right now. You were able to receive a credit for that one, so you don't need to pay for the Google Pixel on your account. All you
Right.
need to do, sir, is just pay for the Samsung.
Right, but how come? But
For
when
the
I
Google Pixel,
but when I asked you what my bill was going to be, $160 a month, why did you say that?
because earlier I was able to, I thought that you were talking to one pixel only, but we're talking to the two pixel on your account.
One pixel on my
But
account.
I check it over. Yeah.
There shouldn't be any on my account. So what does my account have on it right now? What does my account show on it right now?
Right now, sir, it shows the Google was already here, and I was able to see that this
Okay.
pixel will be removed on your account 3 to 5 days from now.
Okay, well, how come it wasn't already removed if you can see it?
Actually, sir, it's not already updated, but don't worry, I'm going to follow up for this one to be updated.
Okay.
Same as on your bill also.
So my bill this month will be how much? How much will my bill be this month? How much?
So, this month, sir, you just only need to pay for the Samsung Galaxy, which is $46.81.
That's all I need to pay?
Yes, sir. The $46.81. For the Pixel, sir, you don't need to pay for this one because once this one will be automatically removed. So you don't need to worry for this. Okay?
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Also, is there anything else that I can be able to help you?
No, that's it. Thanks a lot.
From the bill and then the phone, Ashton?
Nope.
Thank you so much.
Hey, make sure that you put that in there and it's clear, okay? Make sure it's clear.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, I was able to document here everything on what I did in your account, and don't worry, sir. There's gonna be a changes on this one.
Yeah, because they auto deduct my bill every month, and I think it's coming up like the 12th or something like that. My auto deduct.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you got it straightened out,
5 days
please.
from now, sir.
How many?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
How many days?
3 to 5 days from now.
All right, but make sure you got it clear on there because I don't want to have to do this again.
Yes, sir.
Thank
No
you.
worries.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you also, sir, for your time. Just a simple recap on what we did in your account. I was able to clarify here regarding about your bill and also for the devices also, which that's going to be automatically disconnected in your account.
Okay, I appreciate it. Make sure you go over it when we hang up so I don't need to do this again.
Yes, sir. No worries.
All right, thank you.
I will make sure here that everything is done.
And put those, if I get a credit, put it in soon as possible.
Yes, sir. Actually, the $49 credit that will be applied on your account already.
All right, thanks a lot.
I was able to process that one.
Yeah, and make sure I get
Thank
the
you so
credit
much,
for the
sir,
Google
and bye
Pixel
for
10.
now.
Make sure I get the Google Pixel 10 credit.
Yes, sir. Noted.
All right,
For
thanks.
the Google
Thank you.
Pixel.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Hello?
I decided to go to Molly's just because I need fuel, but just making sure there wasn't that Molly's need.
No, what's today? Thursday? Was today Thursday?
Today's Friday.
Today's Friday?
Yeah.
Did you check our tickets?
Yeah, you only had, there were no winners, and then they got one of them for tonight.
Yeah, get a Mega Million and see what the Fantasy 5 is. If it's anything but 1 1/4, get 5.
Okay.
All right, party.
The number you're calling from?
Thanks for calling Verizon. We and our partners may monitor and record calls for quality, systems, training, and personalization. I'm a digital assistant. Just to confirm, are you calling about the number you're calling from?
Yes.
Thanks, Thomas, for calling from a verified device. What are you calling about that?
I had a question about my phone and program.
Are you looking to program your phone or check your device settings?
Neither.
No problem. What else can I help you with?
Yeah, I need customer service to explain a long situation.
I understand you'd like to speak with a customer service representative. To make sure I connect you to the right team, could you tell me a bit more about what's going on?
About the phone I bought.
Got it. Phone purchase questions. One moment. All right. Let me get you to someone who can help. Thank you for calling Verizon, home of the Verizon Best Value Guarantee. My name is Matt. Can I get your first and last name, please?
Tom Reed, R-E-E-D.
Hey, Tom. How you doing today?
Good. I don't know if I should be talking to you because I talked to them yesterday, but this is like a quality control thing on this recent transaction I had. And the more I think about it, I want to talk to somebody about it. I think they tried to rip me off at this last purchase I got, and I wanted to talk to somebody about it. Can I try?
Let's take a look.
Okay. I can give you a summary without looking through all that bullshit.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
Okay, so, I get talked into this Google Pixel 10 XL, which is a piece of junk. If you take sporadic videos here and there of like the sunrise and moon and stuff like that, like I do, in between when I don't have my camera equipment, it's terrible. It makes the moon look like an egg. The phone's good besides that, but with me it was a big deal, right? So I thought I'll just put up with it for 2 years if I have to, and just carry a video camera around with me, which is what I was doing. And I thought, well, I hope this thing breaks. And sure enough, about a month ago, it just quit working. I thought, oh, great, man. And by that time, I had the Verizon insurance, and I thought, I don't want this thing fixed, man. I'd like to throw it in the junk. Long story short, I ended up getting it while I was there. I thought I'm just going to get it fixed and give it away, which is what I did to an old lady out in Seattle. So I'm there now. I had an S23 before, and I said, well, what's available? And it's like, it's an S25. And it's like, okay, I'll take that. So while we're talking, I said, well, how much is that? It's like $1,200. Well, I didn't, my phone wasn't working. I needed one. I didn't have time to shop. It was going to be $1,200, fine. I know that's what they're going for. So I just said, that's fine. Well, during the course of that transaction, as a matter of fact, I ended up giving the girl a $100 tip because they were swamped, and it really seemed like they were doing me a favor. And while I was there, she calculated that my monthly bill would be $180. It's like, that's bullshit, really. I got this new phone, and I already got a bill, but I wasn't in any position to bargain. So I just said, that's fine, okay? Well, during this whole deal, another number came up, and I never even knew of another number. I never ordered another number. I had one at one time, but I canceled it. I couldn't. So when I was talking to Verizon, talking to their security, they said, well, what's the number? I couldn't give it to them because they didn't know I had one. So here's the point. So during these conversations with this other number that I didn't know that I had, I find out in talking to customer service yesterday that, as it turns out, this phone was part of a promotion and they were going to charge me $5 a month. Well, I was fully intended to pay the $1,200 that the girl said that's what it cost. And now I'm thinking back on this. I think they tried to sell me a $1,200 phone that they thought, however they worked their commission or whatever, because the first thing she'd have told me if she'd have had to do it was, hey, you are really lucky. Even though you don't like this Google Pixel 10, you're going to be able to get an S25 for $5. She didn't say that. And she was so helpful. That's why I gave her $100, man. I knew they were swamped and that kind of deal. But now that I think back on this, it wasn't her that called and said, hey, guess what? I made a mistake. You get this phone for $5. I think she was all in line to get this commission for $1,200, which is how that bullshit, phony second line came up that I didn't even have any awareness of. You follow me?
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I even had somebody later call me about my program, and I didn't tell them that. I just went along and confirmed what I was getting, and that is the Google Pixel 10's a done deal. It's over. I've got an S25, and my bill is going to be like $71 a month or something instead of the $180 she quoted. And I think the system just overrode what she was trying to do. The only thing that tipped me off on this that made me wonder was this bullshit extra line I had no knowledge of. I couldn't even tell you what the number was. And if that had something, it turns out, it's confusing to me. Verizon associates insurance with phone numbers, not phones, which is just stupid. And maybe that's what she tried to do, was selling me a phone for $1,200. Then once it got plugged into the system, it's like, hey, Sally, we're sorry you're not getting commission on this. It reverted back to what it should have been to begin with. And that was a new phone with a new promotion for $5 a month. It just does. Either way, it does not make sense.
Let me do this. I'm going to put you on a brief hold real quick. Let me get you on over to one of our billing customer care, and that way they can kind of break that down.
Does it look?
Exactly
Can you see it? Can you see my account?
Well, I can jump in the account, but I'm in the sales department.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
yeah. Put me over there. Put me over there.
Yeah, that way
it'd be better if I talked to like quality assurance or something. See, I got a thing today, like fill out all this stuff, which I'd be willing to do, but it's not going to give me a chance to explain what occurred to me today. So wherever you think you should send me, do it.
Let me see if I can expedite it.
Yeah, wherever you think you should send me.
Thanks
a lot.
All right, thanks so much. Take time.
Manny at Verizon, and it's my pleasure to assist you. May I please have your name?
Tom Reed, R-E-E-D.
Very Very nice to meet you, Tom. How are you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very glad to hear that you're doing good. What can I do for you today?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking today. I think I might have maybe tried to get scammed at a Verizon store, and that's why I'm calling you. Now, if you look in my records, you'll see that I talked to them and everything was verified. But as I got thinking about later, I mean, I'm not so sure you're the guy that I should be talking to, but something's not quite adding up with this last transaction. Are you the guy I should be talking to?
Well, it would depend on what happened at the store. Did you place a new order?
No, here's what happened. Here's what happened. So, about 6 months ago or so, I bought a Google Pixel 10 XL, which is a piece of junk when it comes to photography and low light. I hated it. It didn't work, and I thought, well, I hope this thing quits working. And luckily, it quit working about a month ago. And I didn't want a new one. It was such a crappy phone that I just did not want it. So I know better than to go to a Verizon franchise store. So I went to a corporate store. And when I went in there, it was super busy. And I told them I didn't want this thing back, although I had insurance and I wanted to get it fixed so I could give it away to an old lady. After all, I already paid for it, right? And that's exactly what I did. Well, I needed a new phone. I didn't want the Google Pixel 10 then. So I said, well, what do you have going on? She said, well, we have a couple of them. We got the S25, the S26 is coming out. And I said, well, I had an S23. I said, I'd be interested in an S25. How much is it? She said, $1,200. It's like, oh, yeah, go ahead then. I'll take it. So they set me up with the $1,200 right there, right? Well, in the meantime, it was just a bunch of confusing stuff with regard to this second phone number, which I had no knowledge of. So when I called Verizon to talk about the second number they were trying to charge me for, I couldn't even give them the number. Even though I gave them all the security questions, I couldn't give them the number because I didn't know I had it. So here's what happened. While I was there, I thought, well, I'm really going to get screwed this time. I don't have the Pixel 10. I don't care. And this S25 is going to cost $1,200. So what? And I expected my bill to go up. So I said, well, how much is my bill going to be? She said, well, it's going up quite a bit. Next month's bill is going to be $180, which I thought was just nuts. But I was in no position to bargain at 6:30 at night and no phone because the other one wasn't working. So I took the 25, left, and then during that time, I'm trying to make this switch with this Google Pixel 10 XL, which was insured. I finally get that done. And while I was there, I gave the girl a $100 tip, and I did it because she did such a good job, I thought, and it was busy and blah, 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 right? Nobody's paying enough in this day and age for the cost of living. And I didn't think too much of it until something came up the other day, and they called me about something, and I talked to a guy, and I explained my situation. And at first he came on, and my bill was still $160 or $180. And then after we went over it, when I got credit for the S23 I turned in, and when they got the Google 10 XL sent back, my bill was going to go down to like $81 a month or something like that. Well, now thinking back on that, why would that girl have told me that the phone was $1,200? And I think the system ended up catching what was going on, which is why I don't have knowledge of the second number. I mean, it does not add up. And that's why I'm calling. Because if you look at my record, I'm glad that I'm paying less, but I'm also wondering about this second number that I didn't even know I had, and if that's associated with them being able to sell me a $1,200 phone that the system later corrected for $5 a month instead. You follow me?
Yes, I'm kind of getting where I think they added a new line in order for you to get this new device.
Oh, they did.
To be applied with a promotion, with a trade-in promotion.
Oh, they did.
Well, I would have to check. I still haven't opened up your account. I was listening to your story,
okay.
But this could have happened.
Is that what you think probably happened?
This might have happened. I would have to see if
the
other line.
Yeah, well, the other line supposedly is canceled now. They got their exchange back on the broken Google 10, and I've got my new S25. My bill's supposed to be like $70 a month right now. But that was certainly much different than what they told me I was getting while I was there. And the only reason I thought about it and called you is because I was fully planning on paying $1,200 for a phone. And the best thing you could have told me while I was at the store was, hey, guess what? You're eligible for a promotion. It's $5 a month. All we got to do is set up an extra line. Well, they'd never said anything at all about that. It just does not add up.
Yes, well, I would have to see if you have it, because I do see that you have another line ending in 1895 and one ending in 4186.
No, 8195 I never knew of, and that's been canceled 1,000 times.
Okay. Can I send you a verification message
Yeah,
so I can
yeah.
review your account?
Yeah, they just told me yesterday again it was canceled and that I didn't need it. Okay, hold on.
Okay, I did send out the verification message.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on one sec. Did you send it in a text?
Yes, or push notification. Normally it gets sent out through text.
Okay, all right. Okay. Did you get it?
Okay, thank you so much for verifying your account. Yes, I did get it.
Yeah, for like the fourth time in talking to somebody from Verizon, the Google 10 XL was sent back and replaced. It's a done deal. I don't have anything to do with it. The S25 should be associated with 285-4186 only. When I was in the store, after I turned in the S23, they said my cancellation on the other line was pending. Now, I've talked to two people since I talked to you, and they told me that other line was canceled. So, what's going on?
Yes, I would have to see the status on that cancellation for the line ending in 1895, because at the moment you're set up for payments, to make payments on this device.
No, that's wrong. That was never discussed. I have one device, the S25, and they should be linked to 4186 only.
Yes, we have that device, but we also have a Pixel 10 Pro XL.
No, that Pixel 10 Pro was canceled. I don't even have it anymore.
And how long did you cancel this?
Well, they acknowledged getting it back. I talked to them about it again yesterday. They received the one that was broke, and I got the new one, but I did not want it. Since I paid for it, I kept it.
Okay, I would have to do a further investigation in regards to this. Did you contact the fraud department in regards to this?
No, it's not fraud. If there's any fraud, it's going on with that location, not me.
Okay, because I am getting that you have
No.
You're currently making payments on two devices.
No, I'm not. I
which would
shouldn't be
the
making. No,
Pixel 10 Pro.
I should not be making payments on the Google Pixel X10. No. It was broken and it was insured, and they sent me a new one. That Google Pixel 10, I paid a premium of $200 to get the top XL. That's a done deal. They got it back. I should only have one phone and one line, and I've discussed this with them 2 and 3 times.
Very well. Let me do a further review on your account.
Yeah,
Would you allow me to place you on a brief
Yeah,
hold?
do you want to just call me back later?
We don't. It's best if I keep you on the line, as I
Okay.
cannot have your account open if
Okay.
you're not on.
All right.
The,
Now,
on
why
the
would
call.
I want 2 phones and 2 lines?
Yes, because I did see here that you did get a replacement.
I did. But I
But
paid
you
for that.
decided to keep that phone.
I did. I kept the phone because it was a promotion, and all you had to do was pay the difference for the top of the line model, which I did, $200. My bill actually went down when I got the Pixel XL, which made sense. And I paid them $200 at the store to make up the difference for the promotion. And I just talked to somebody yesterday and went over this whole thing, and they assured me that I had one phone and one line, and it was an S25. And if I find out that they are stringing me along for 2 bills and 2 payments, I'm going to sue them, because that's just absolutely false. And if you look at my entire history of being with Verizon, I've never done anything like that. This is why I called, because it's suspicious that this second line that I knew nothing of was never mentioned to me. Because if I'd have known about it, I'd have asked them then. They wouldn't have been able to do this.
Yes, and I'm investigating what actually went wrong or what happened. Since this was at a store.
It was a corporate store on the S25.
Because what I'm getting is for probably the S25 came in with a promotion where you had to turn in the Google Pixel 10 Pro.
No.
So you got a replacement.
No. If you look up your records, I had to bring back the S23 to the store, which I did.
Okay, so the trade-in deal was you traded in the S23 and you got the S25.
That's right.
And then for the Google 10 Pro, you were making payments. So did you finish paying out the Google
because they said the only thing when I bought the Google Pixel 10, it was a promotional deal to stay with Verizon, and all as you needed to do was pay for an upgrade on the phone. The phone was to sign a new contract for Verizon. And if that's not true, then I'm going to sue them. I will too. And even all through the whole time, when I've been talking to everybody, including Verizon yesterday, nobody said anything about a Google Pixel 10 still getting charged for it. And no one said anything about this 1895, other than they knew there was a second line and that it was going to be canceled.
Okay, bear with me for a moment.
Okay.
I'm still under investigation of your account.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's why. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's why they added this second line, because they knew if they'd have told me that then, that I'd have figured out what was going on in the Google Pixel 10 XL. That's why. Which is why I couldn't even tell you my own phone number, because they didn't know I had it. Everything that I told you, I told them, and they were fine with.
Yes, because I do see the trade-in deal with the S23, but I'm trying to see about this new
the Google
device.
Yeah, the Google Pixel 10. They sent me a repaired one, and I sent them the broken one, which they acknowledged getting. There wasn't. I didn't. And the whole time, I did not want the Google Pixel 10. If they'd have told me at the store, hey, look, you can turn in the Google Pixel 10, and we'll give you an S25. But they didn't. This is where I think they lied. They made it look like once I got the Google Pixel 10 repaired and everything was going to be fine, it was no problem that I bought S25. That's where they lied, and that's when they set up the second line, because if they'd have told me about that then, they wouldn't have been able to sell a phone because I was still tied to the Google Pixel 10 XL, which they said I wasn't. I mean, there's no motive for me to, like, keep the Google Pixel 10 XL other than it was paid for and part of a promotion. And I was going to stay with Verizon anyway.
Yes, because for the Google Pixel, right now you haven't made any payments on it. You owe the full amount on the Google Pixel 10 Pro.
Yeah, nobody ever said anything about that. Why isn't it being deducted from my bill then for the last 6 months?
Yes, and I'm checking the status for
Yeah,
that. Bear with me for
bullshit,
a moment. I'm
that's
still
why.
under investigation.
No, it's bullshit. That's why. You're going to tell me that Verizon's going to give me a phone and not try and get paid back for over 6 months?
The one that you sent out broken, you mentioned that that you already paid for it when you filed the claim to get it repaired, right?
No, I paid when I got that. I didn't really want it to begin with. I was going to get an S25 back then. But they said there was a promotion coming on, and if you signed a new contract with Verizon, that all you needed to pay was an upgrade fee to get the top of the line phone, which is what I did, $200. And I stayed with Verizon because I was going to stay with them no matter what, whether I had the Google Pixel 10 or whether I didn't. So that sounded like a good deal to me. I didn't know at the time that the Google Pixel 10 was a piece of junk and I wouldn't like it. And had I known, if you say I still owe the full amount, why would Verizon just give me a phone for 8 months and not deduct the cost of the phone on my bill? Doesn't make any sense.
So what I'm getting is that how long did you have the Pixel phone for?
8 months. 8 months. 8 months. I didn't trade it in. I had insurance when it quit working, and they sent me a new one when I sent back the old one to get it fixed. And they knew that at the corporate store, which is why I went ahead and bought the S25.
Okay, because normally if you purchase this phone and it was financed, the device gets financed for 36 months.
I know.
Did you buy out the device in 8 months?
No. I gave them the $200 they claimed I needed to pay, and my bill actually went down. I mean, doesn't it seem odd to you if you look at my records that I had a Google Pixel 10 from 8 months ago and it was never deducted? That was the promotion. There was no charge other than the $200 upgrade, which is why you don't see one. That's exactly what they said was going to happen. Now you're claiming after 8 months, I still owe the full price of the Google Pixel XL, and nobody's ever said anything about that till now. And why do they keep telling me they're canceling this 1895 when they're not?
Yes, I'm still under review. Bear with me for a moment.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It just doesn't make any sense. This is exactly what they didn't say yesterday.
Hi there, Tom.
Yeah.
You mentioned you called yesterday in regards to this,
Yeah, and they called me back
or did you go to the store?
No, I talked to yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. And actually a quality control guy called me back too. And he confirmed everything that I'm telling you. And the only reason that I called today was because... Is your system updated?
Yes.
Because nobody's ever mentioned anything about an outstanding balance on a Google Pixel 10 XL. Never. And the only reason I called today was because I thought it was suspicious that there was a phone number issued that I never knew about. I didn't even know the own number to my own phone. Doesn't that strike you as odd? And don't you think it's weird that there'd be an outstanding balance on a Google Pixel XL for 8 months? Nothing got deducted? What were they waiting for? Somebody's lying here. It's either the franchise store or the corporate store, one or the other. And now this second number makes sense. And 2 days ago, hold on, I'll tell you when I talked to him. Hold on, I'll look on here and tell you when I talked to him. And I got these recordings, I got these conversations recorded too. And if you give me an email, I'll email them to you.
Because the best way right now to go about this would be to get in touch with the fraud prevention team.
No, the only fraud is on your end. There's no fraud on my end. This isn't somebody that hacked my account. This is Verizon lying. Let me look on this thing and tell you what day I talked to him. Hold on. This is way too far back. Hold on a second. It has nothing to do with fraud other than your salespeople.
Well, if it was on their end that they did this fraud, then they're able to identify it and cancel the line ending in 1895 because you did not know anything about it.
No, they've told me 3 times that was canceled, including this day that I talked on them. Here I talked to them March 4th, which was Wednesday, at 12:28 and again at 12:59 p.m. It was yesterday. See, this is exactly what I suspected. Which is why when I went to the corporate store, I was fully expecting to pay $1,200 for a phone. Then yesterday told me it was only going to be $5 a month. That's why they came up with that bullshit second line. Nobody ever said anything about a promotion. Why would you tell a customer it's $1,200 if you could give it to them for $5? And that's where that second line crap came up.
Well, it gets financed over 36 months, and if you do a trade-in, you get credit for that.
No, that's right. No, that's exactly right. But that has nothing to do with the Google Pixel 10 XL. I mean, don't you think it's odd that no payment was ever made on that thing? Doesn't that strike you as weird?
Yes.
Yeah, that's...
Yes, it is very odd, and the best way to go about this again would be with the fraud prevention.
Oh, fuck me, man! How can I talk to 2 people yesterday, talk to a guy before you, talk to you, and now I got to talk to fraud? I got to explain this all over again.
From the notes, you called in regards to waiving a charge for $49.
Yeah, that's right. That was on one of the conversations I had with Verizon about this second number bullshit. And they're the ones that brought it up. If you look on my history, I've never called up and bitched about a charge or anything. They're the ones that brought it up. And they said, if it's on your bill, just let us know. Well, to be honest with you, I don't even know if it was on my bill. Because I get them automatic deducted, I don't get a paper copy, all that crap. So I just assumed, considering what I've been through with Verizon for the last week, that it was screwed up and I just call in the blind, and if it was on there, maybe they'd take it off, and if it wasn't, well, then I shouldn't have called to begin with. That was the only reason. They're the ones that brought the $49 up, not me. But why I had them on the line, it came up again about the Google Pixel 10 XL and this bullshit of $1,200 that now all of a sudden is $5, and a second line I don't know anything about that everybody keeps saying that's canceled, that's not. This is why I called again today. I mean, I almost didn't call, but the more I thought about it, it just didn't make sense. Why would she tell me I was paying $1,200, which I was fully expected to pay? Why? Because she was trying to screw me on this second line bullshit, and the system caught it. The store didn't do it. The system caught it, and they reverted it into the $5 a month over 36 months or whatever it was. Now, the Google, I wouldn't even care. I'd hang up right now and not care one bit about this, except for this BS Google Pixel 10. Now, that may show that I never paid for it, which even you admitted sounds ridiculous, that I'd had a phone 8 months Verizon isn't trying to get paid for. So this is what I think. At that corporate store, they knew what they were doing, and I didn't. So as it stands right now, okay? What is my bill says I have an S25 that's spread out for $5 a month for 36 months, right? Right?
I would have to check that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that one as much as I'm worried about one that I shouldn't have, that I think they've tied to this Google Pixel 10 XL, which is pure fraud, which is why they didn't want me to know about it. So switch me over to fraud then.
Yes, I can definitely transfer you over because this would be handled better with the fraud department.
Okay. I tried to get fraud when I first called it.
Okay. Do you have the number, or I can provide it to you again?
Can you
just in case the call drops?
Yeah, tell it to me, but then...
yes, I can transfer you.
But tell me the number, too. What is it?
It's 888-483-7200.
Okay, and now transfer me, please.
Okay, thank you. Bear with me for a moment. I'll be right back.
Hello?
Hi there, Tom.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, I'm trying to get you to the fraud department, but
Mhm.
since this was done at the store, this would be with a different department. Bear with me for a moment, and let me get you to the right department.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi there, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the wait. I appreciate it. I did a further investigation, and by the looks of it, for this new S25, they switched you for the installments that you were making on the Google 10 Pro, because you got that device back in August, looking at your contract, and you were making payments on it. Right now, you have made about 5 payments on that device, so you didn't finish buying out that Google Pixel.
Well, I did. That was news to me because I don't even look at the bills. You said a little while ago that it didn't look like I paid anything on it at all.
That's because they changed the payment agreements from one line over to the other
So
one.
how many lines do I have?
Credit to you.
How many lines do I have?
Right now you have 2 lines.
Why?
Because you're still paying for the Google 10.
No, how much is the Google 10?
New device.
How much is the Google 10?
Well, for the Pixel 10 to finish buying it out is $1,033 with 23 cents.
Yeah,
You would have to buy out this device.
Yeah, they're gonna get fucking sued. And how much is the 25?
Well, for the S25 is $1,300.
Yeah. See, now we're getting
the
somewhere.
monthly payment is $36.11. This is what you would be paying every month for the next 36 months.
Yeah, this is bullshit. So I'm making 2 payments on 2 phones.
Yes, the best way to go about this is to go to the store so they can get this straightened out.
I'm not going to the store. I was already there. So how much is my phone bill a month?
Yes, right now your bill is estimated to be 163.
Yeah,
with
they fucking then they
28
lied.
cents.
Then they lied yesterday. No, I need to talk to a supervisor. No, I got him on tape this time. No, then I need to talk to a supervisor.
Yes, I can certainly get you to a supervisor. Bear with me for a moment.
Thank you.
Hi there, Tom.
Yeah,
Just
hi.
refreshing with you. I'm still under review of your account.
For what?
Because I do see that.
For fucking what? We went over this. You're supposed to be transferring me to a supervisor or fraud. You've told me two complete different stories since I've been talking to you. Why are you reviewing my account?
We're trying to get this situated.
Yeah, we are. We're not getting anywhere. You've told me two completely different stories. First, you were going to transfer me to fraud, and you didn't. Now you were going to transfer me to a supervisor, and you didn't. Now you're coming on after 10 minutes, and you're reviewing my account for what?
To see exactly what went on at the store.
We already talked about that. We already talked about that, which is why you wanted to transfer me to fraud. You know what went onto the store. You read it to me.
Yes, and you decided not to go to the store, and this is why.
No, I'm not going to the store because it doesn't. I was at the store one time already and got told a bunch of lies and may have had fraud committed. Why would I go to a store that I know lies and issues a second number that I didn't know about, and then I'm making payments on two phones that I didn't know about? When I first talked to you, you said I hadn't paid anything on the Google Pixel 10. Now you came on, you said I was paying on two phones with two lines. Then you said you were going to transfer me to fraud. Then it was the wrong fraud. You were going to transfer me to another one. Then you were going to transfer me to a supervisor. Now you want to discuss the account. What more can I explain to you that I haven't already talked about? What don't you understand about this?
It's not that I'm not understanding. I'm trying to resolve this issue and find the best solution.
Yeah, the best solution. No. Then what? Then you didn't want to. No. So you didn't want to do the best solution before you wanted to transfer me to fraud. Or you did. You did. Or you didn't.
Well, it's a different situation because this was done at a store, so it wouldn't be with the normal fraud team. This would be with a different fraud team. But after looking at the contracts and how long you had the device, you never finished paying out for the Google Pixel. What they did, they opened up a new line so you can get the S10,
that's
and they
bullshit.
Changed the device payment agreement.
And that's where the fraud comes in.
The device payment agreements are switched.
That's where the fraud comes in. First of all, I shouldn't have been paying anything on Google Pixel 10. That was supposed to be $200 and another 2 or 3 year contract for Verizon. So they lied too. Look, I've got every single phone call I've had recorded, which I'd be loved to send to somebody somewhere. I'm not making this up. I just got off the phone yesterday with them, over an hour and a half of talking, and I had one line, one phone, and the S25 was only $5 a month on a promotion. Nothing at all about the Google Pixel 10, no second line. So who is telling the truth and who isn't? Who? You think I'd have given away a phone if I still had payments on it and bought a second one? It's nuts. Are you there? Are you there or not? Who? 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 Did you hang up?
Thanks for calling Verizon. We and our partners may monitor and record calls for quality, systems, training, and personalization. I'm a digital assistant. Just to confirm, are you calling about the number you're calling from?
Yes.
Thanks, Thomas, for calling from a verified device. What are you calling about today?
I need to speak to customer service.
I understand you'd like to speak to a live agent. To make sure I connect you to the right team, could you tell me a bit more? For example, are you calling about a bill, a new device, or perhaps a technical issue?
I'm calling about fraud.
Are you looking to report spam or block a number?
No.
What are you calling about?
I'm calling about fraud.
Are you looking to report spam or block a number?
No.
What are you calling about?
I'm calling about a problem. I need to speak to customer service.
I understand you'd like to speak to a live...
Hello?
Hi there, Tom.
Yeah.
This is Manny from Verizon giving you a call back. We experienced a drop call.
It wasn't a drop call. You didn't say anything for a minute.
I was able to hear you, but you weren't able to hear me.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm still looking.
Hey, look. Let me put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way. I've got all these phone calls recorded, so I need to be able to send them to somebody. I'm getting lied to here or at the store, both stores, one or the other. Somebody is not telling the truth, and it's all recorded, thank God. And I live in Georgia, which is completely legal. Now, who's responsible, I'm not sure. But when I call Verizon and they say, Verizon, how can I help you? And I go through this, it's nuts. And it makes sense now how I ended up in this position, because either people are lying or they don't know what they're doing. One or the other. There's no way that I would have given away a phone that I was still making payments on. So that's lie number one. Lie number two is when I went to a corporate store and they set up another line that I didn't know about, because they wouldn't have been able to sell me another phone if they didn't lie about the Google Pixel 10. The 2 phone calls yesterday verified everything that I'm telling you. They agreed with me. These were customer reps from Verizon. Now, how is that possible? Do you know?
Yes.
I mean, how is that possible?
Well, you mentioned that you called on the 4th because there is no documentation that you called yesterday.
No. What was yesterday?
5th.
Let me look on this thing. Hold on a second. I got somebody from Verizon calling me right now. Hold on a second. Let's see here. What's today? Friday?
Yes, today is Friday.
Okay, let me see here. I think it was the 4th. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I was thinking today was Thursday for a while. I called on, the 4th. You're right, I didn't call on the 5th, the 4th. All those phone calls were on the 4th. Verizon's calling me right now. Verizon's calling me right now.
You can answer if you would like.
No, I'm not. I don't want to. No, I don't want to answer it. I don't know who it is. But I'll tell you this: I've gotten completely different answers everywhere. From the franchise, from the corporate store, talking to them yesterday, and now talking to you today. So I need some place where I can send my recordings. Where?
Yes, bear with me for a moment. I'll be right back. Let me investigate that for you, where you can send the recordings.
Yeah. And why can't you connect me to fraud if there's obviously some fraud going on? We're just not sure which store it is.
Because since this was done at a store, it would be with a different department, but we're trying to investigate and find the root cause of this issue. We're trying to resolve this issue as we are on the phone right now.
Yeah, but how are you going to resolve it on the phone? You're telling me totally different information than I got Wednesday. They told me the exact opposite, which I have recorded. Now it makes sense why I would have been lied to at the franchise store for the Google Pixel XL, and why they would have lied to me so they wouldn't have been able to sell me another phone if they'd have clued me in about a second line. What do I need 2 phones for? I'm retired. It doesn't make sense. If you look at my Verizon history, I've never asked for money off, nothing. The only reason the $49 fee thing came off was because they brought it up on a call prior to yesterday. I looked it up. It was maybe a week before that or something. I've got all these calls recorded. Thank God, because if I didn't, nobody would believe me.
It's completely understandable. Bear with me for a moment.
Yeah, but here, what are you going to do? What are you going to do now that you haven't already done?
Provide you with the best solution, or
Yeah,
how we can
the
go
solution
about
is I'm going to have to sue them, or I'm going to be able to send these recordings to someone to see it from my way. I don't think you have the autonomy to do anything about it. And you probably think I'm just a guy that just decided he doesn't want his bills too much, and I'm going to blame it on other people. That's not the case. Look at my Verizon history. I'm all of a sudden going to start doing this at 70 years old for the fun of it. People are lying to make sales, and this is the consequence.
And this is why I advise to go to the store, but you're not willing to go to the
No,
store.
I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the store. And what good is that going to do with regard to the Google Pixel 10 XL? Nothing. Are they going to admit that they lied about the S25 I bought that I didn't need if I could get a replacement on a phone that I would have just, if I'd have known that, I'd have just kept the Google Pixel 10 XL and lived with it, or just paid it off, which I'm probably still going to do. Just pay the Google Pixel 10 off, and I am going to sue them, though, and see if I can try what I can. I'm going to get rid of Verizon as soon as possible. I'll probably get worse. Now, you look at my customer history, and I'm all of a sudden going to be a problem child because I'm making things up. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody ever said any of this. How do you call Verizon? Will you answer me this? How do I? You can't answer for people other than yourself. So I don't understand what you going back and looking at the records. The records are the problem. And if you took them to a non-partial third party that looked at them, you'd smell some bullshit. You would. I mean, it's common sense. And they need to be held accountable to this. And if I am able to send these recordings to anybody, anywhere, they're going to understand it from my perspective. And if you're talking on the phone and you're getting 3 recordings, if they're lying to you there, why wouldn't they be lying to you at the stores? That's going to be my whole point when I sue them. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's not much money. It's going to take a bunch of my time. But if that's what I have to do, that's what I'm going to do. I don't think you could do anything. What are you going to do in there? Are you going to say, yep, you're right, yep, Verizon, yeah, they lied, but, I'm not a police officer. I don't understand what you think you can do. I will say it looks like you've given me what I suspected all along, so thank you for that. They didn't want to tell me that yesterday or Wednesday. So at least I know enough to sue now, where other than that promotion they're running on the S25, I'd have never made this phone call today. But the whole thing smells. Isn't there some executive team or something I could send this to?
And I'm investigating in that because we don't have an email to receive that, but I'm investigating if there is a special team that can receive that information.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. I'll be right back. Hi there, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the wait. Appreciate it. In regards to the recordings that you want to send out, we don't have any way to receive those calls, as recorded calls are not allowed to be sent out, because it is against the policy to record Verizon calls.
What do you mean? You guys say, who says that?
The policy.
Whose policy?
Verizon's policy.
Well, how come they say when you call that the calls may be monitored and recorded?
Well, we record the calls, but for you to send us any recordings, that is something that is illegal, and we cannot receive
It's not
any
illegal.
recordings.
It's perfectly legal. It's not illegal at all. Hey, do you ever go on YouTube?
Yes, all the
Yeah,
time.
because I got 185,000 subscribers, and I'm going to upload these calls, and they'll be up in about a half hour. The name of the channel is Chosen One. Chosen, then One, W-O-N. I'm going to upload them all.
Yes, and now getting to the device, when you went to the store, you wanted to buy the new S25 in full, right?
No. Yeah, well, I would have paid it. Yeah, I would have. Because what I wanted to do is I didn't want the Google Pixel 10 XL because I thought that I got into it cheap. $200 is what they told me. I didn't know that I had payments, and I didn't want to use it. It couldn't do what they said it did. It takes terrible night shots. I wanted to get another phone. They didn't say, well, you know what? You still got payments on this. You're going to have to pay for another phone. I just didn't. I thought since I had insurance when the Google Pixel 10 broke and it was covered, that I just get the phone repaired, which I did do, and they sent me another one, and I'd have the S25 and I'd use that, because there's no way I would have given that phone away if I knew I still owed money on it. And if I didn't still realize that I owned money on it when I got the S25, I wouldn't have bought the S25. And it's all going to come down to whether they believe you guys or me. And I say they're going to believe me once they hear the recordings. Because the stores told me the same opposite information as Verizon told me yesterday compared to what you're telling me today. Other than these recordings, I'd be screwed.
Yes, well, when you sign the agreement, it states right there that you are placed on a 36-month term to make payment.
Yeah.
Payments on the
then
device.
they can explain that to a judge, because when you're in your store and you're looking at them face to face, and they know you don't want two phones, they're not telling you that. They're giving you the paperwork and you're agreeing to make another purchase. You're not reading through all that bullshit fine print. I will now, but I didn't then, because I never had a problem with Verizon until now. But, so, they can bring their paperwork in, but we'll see what a judge has to say about it. I think
Because for the Google...
The guy with the Google... Now I know that the Google Pixel 10 guy just flat out lied. I didn't even realize I was getting payments because I get it auto-deducted. I just found this out today. And according to those phone calls yesterday, just like he told me, I wasn't. It was a $200 promotion to keep you with Verizon, which I was going to stay with them regardless. But if you look back in your paperwork, and you look back when I bought that Google Pixel 10, just like the scammer that sold me the S25, there was something they got out of doing that and not telling the truth. And I will find that out eventually, which is why he pushed the Google Pixel 10 and acted like it was only $200, and why she sold the S25, even though she knew I still had a Google Pixel 10 I had to pay for that I didn't want, and I thought that was being credited. which was a lie. So it's all going to come down to whether they believe me or they would have believed you. And I'm also going to bring all my Verizon records. I've never had a problem with Verizon till now. 25 years. I know it says 16 years or something like that, but it's actually been long. It's been like 28 years or something like that. I don't know why it doesn't show the whole thing. So it's all going to come down to whether they believe me or you, me or them. And I'll bet you money, once I upload these videos, I'm going to ask other people that had this problem to call me. Because it's not right. I don't have a problem, man. I got perfect credit. I don't mind. If I wanted 2 phones and I wanted them, I'd pay for them, no problem. What's the complaint? But that's not what they told me. And when you listen to these recordings, like yesterday, with a supervisor no less, and a lady, and a guy from customer service, wanting to know how they did, same thing. He went over all my records and confirmed what she told me, which was just wrong. So it's not too much of a stretch to realize that they're lying to people. And I'm going to prove it. I'm not paying for both these phones. The most I would do is pay for the Google Pixel 10 because I gave it away. I'm fucked. I gave it to an old lady that needed a phone. But as far as that, and I don't even mind paying for the S25. That's what I thought it was going to be. That's what she said. And the only reason I called you today was because I was suspicious about the second line bullshit, which I didn't even know the number to. Because if she wouldn't have been able to con me on that, I got conned on the XL. And if she hadn't been able to do that then, she couldn't have sold me the S25, so I was right in getting suspicious and calling you today. If she'd have told the truth based on her knowledge of what I told her, just like I told you, she wouldn't have been able to make the sale on the S25. That's why she came up with this phony bullshit number that I didn't even know that I had. And for 3 weeks, they've been telling me it was canceled. All inaccurate. Maybe they didn't lie. What difference does it make if they lied or they don't know what they're talking about? But if they think that I'm paying for 2 lines and 2 phones, they're crazy. Not doing it. And I'll bring in my payment history. I've never had any disputes with Verizon. Now all of a sudden I'm going to get confused and don't know what's what. Okay, well, explain it to a judge. And if you will listen to these recordings, go on there later. Chosen one, listen to them. You're going to see it my way. But right now, you're only basing it on what you told me, which is better than anything I've heard up to date. Now I know how screwed I am, which has made me made the phone call today. Up until today, I didn't. But the more I thought about it, that second line just didn't make sense. And that lady that lied yesterday and said the S25 was only $5 a month on a promotion. Total bullshit. Didn't know what she was talking about. And I don't know whether you guys are overworked or what. But, I mean, you gave me different answers during the same conversation. You said you couldn't figure out how I had a Google Pixel 10 on there and I hadn't paid anything for it in over 6 months. Then you went through their mountainous amount of paperwork because you probably didn't want to spend all the time reading that bullshit, and you figured out, hey, it was coming out of his bill. So, this is the kind of information you're getting for these people nowadays. Verizon has lowered the bar to where they got to lie and hire people that don't know what they're talking about. That's not my fault. I don't mind paying for something, but I'm not paying for 2 things when both of them weren't exactly how they sold it to me. They can bring their contracts in there. I'm going to bring in my recordings. I appreciate you helping me out. I mean, you can't even connect me to anybody to Verizon to tell them the story of what's clear on 2 phone recordings. You know why? Because then they're going to know that I'm telling the truth. That's the last thing you need right now, is me being able to prove that they're not being truthful or they don't know what they're doing, one or the other. That's the last thing you need. Why would you want those recordings? You just want yours, the ones that you record. Those are the ones you want. You don't want ones that somebody else has. Once you get on there and you listen to what people are talking about, if they're not doing something crazy, you erase it. If it furthers your cause, you save it. If it furthers mine, you delete it. And that's what I'm going to do. You're looking out for Verizon, I'm looking out for myself. That's what it's going to come down to. But I'll tell you this, they're liars. And they're misleading people. And I'm diligent on this stuff, man. This has really got me fired up. I can't wait to upload these videos when I hang up talking to you. And you know what I'm going to title it? Verizon. Don't buy there. Pure fraud. They can sue me if they want because I got proof that I'm telling the truth. I'm going to put all these up there proudly. They're not going to do shit but listen to them. Right? So we really don't have anything else to talk about, do we?
Yes, at this moment we can process a payoff of the device.
Yeah, fuck that.
To pay off any device.
Yeah, no, I may end up doing that, but it isn't because I'm not giving you guys any money that you didn't deserve until a judge tells me I got to do it. I'm going to sue you. I'll pay it off and then sue you for the difference. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet. But they're going to say, well, why would you pay money to something that you didn't sue? So am I getting two bills or one?
It's all on the same bill.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit, too. I don't even know what the second number is. 1895 it ends with. Oh, yeah, so I'm all of a sudden, after 25 years, just going to have two phones and two lines, huh? Oh, yeah, okay. Bullshit. It's not true. It's nonsense. I don't want that other... Why can't you cancel the fucking second line on the Google Pixel 10 right now? How about that? I shouldn't even have it. Can you do that or not? Yes or no? You hear me? Hello?
Hi there, Tom.
Yeah.
This is Manny from Verizon giving you a call back.
Yeah, well, I mean, so why can't you cancel the Google Pixel 10 line right now?
Because there is still a device payment agreement on that because you only made 5 payments out of the 36 payments.
Yeah, that's such fucking bullshit. What was the total price of that Google Pixel 10? So I ended up paying for this after all. So what about the $200 that I paid at the store? Did that get credited to anything?
When did you pay for the 200?
There, while I was there. That was the $200 that was supposed to give me the phone and 3 more years of Verizon.
And that was the difference for the S25 Ultra.
No, I had nothing to do with it. This was when I got the Google Pixel 10 XL back in August or whenever it was. Got nothing to do with the Ultra. That phone was $1199.99 when I bought it, right?
Yes.
And there, how about the $200 that I gave him to get the XL instead of another one?
difference that you paid to get the XL instead of the regular one.
Okay, and what date was that? What date?
This was back in August.
August what?
August 28th of 2025.
August 28th of 2025. Okay. Okay. So really, so I'll have to pay for that. I'd pay for this probably. And but I wouldn't have got the S25 if I still knew I owed for this. That's more lies that they told. That's okay. Well, I appreciate it and help me.
Anything else that I can do for you at the moment?
Yeah, watch these videos later. Listen to them.
I will.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye.